Merlin, do you know back in the day, the quarterly results of the companies which were announced were published in the newspapers probably a couple of days after when they were actually announced?
Now, Raj, you just had a good meal. Do you really need to share history lessons now?
I know it might get a little historical, but hear me out. I've got something really, really good that's coming up here, and this is going to be way better than any of us can anticipate. So as I was saying, back in the day, whenever a company announced their quarterly results, the quarterly results used to get published in the newspapers, and the newspapers would be circulated probably a couple of days after the actual announcement had happened. Now, of course, if you were based out of Bombay and you were sipping a cutting chai at the Tapri opposite the BSE building and listening to whatever is happening inside the well, you may be well informed about everything that's happening. But if you were not based out of Bombay, then the information would reach you a little later. Another information that would get published in the same newspaper along with the quarterly results would be the closing prices of the stocks. Back then, we didn't have the mobile apps, we didn't have the money controls of the world to tell us about the closing prices. So for anyone, again, who's not based out of Mumbai, it would take some time to get the information. Now, what I'm getting at is, for the investors who were looking to make the most of this opportunity, there were only a limited few who would make the best of this opportunity because of the desire that they had, because they would sieve through all this information. How many of us here have watched Scam 1992, the Harshad Mehta movie? We've all seen how he looks at the quarterly reports of ACC and then goes on to take a decision on whether to invest on ACC or not. That's exactly where there were very, very limited birds, but a lot of worms out there, right? So now, the times that we are in today, like we said, we've traversed a long way. The times that we are in today, there's a lot of information that an investor can see and hear, probably from newspapers, from various news channels, from blogs, even from social media. We're at a place where the information is so much in real time that the price of a particular stock moves upwards or downwards right when the CFO is making the announcements of the quarterly updates on a live call.
I agree, Raj. While times have changed, now the sheer volume of information is overbearing and even confusing for any investor. Now imagine today, we've reached a point where we get GST collection numbers, quarterly GDP numbers, we have import-export data, we have FII data becoming a part of a breaking news notification on our smartphones. But as they say, too much information will lead to information fatigue, and too much of anything is never good. Now, this is exactly the problem we want to solve for you, to cut the noise and bring you the relevant information. Now, this is the moment Raj and I have been personally waiting for. It is a moment that is very, very dear to us. This is the Informed Investor launch. Now, our next speaker is someone with a familiar face, with a familiar voice, and a familiar tone.
It gives us immense pleasure to introduce our mentor, our boss, and our friend, Mr. Sanjeev Anand, who served many roles in corporate world. He has built multiple brands under the pharmaceutical domain, of course. Sanjeev sir has experienced equities from the grassroots levels. He has close to 2 decades plus of experience in investing. He's had his fair share of ups and downs during his investment journey, but as they say, experience only makes a man wiser. With the wisdom and the knowledge, he also has the ability of turning the most complex of topics, breaking them down into simple bite-sized articles that all of us can chew. Please welcome our whole-time director and the face of Informed Investor, Mr. Sanjeev Anand.
Just doing a sound check. Am I audible to everyone? Great. After the lunch? All right. There are not many times that you want your in-laws to be there in a function. Probably this is that time. After that introduction, I felt my in-laws should be here. At least they could have heard what they said about me. Thank you, Raj, Merlin. These are very, very kind words about me. And you noticed on the table, the agenda that is laid down in front of you didn't have one session and the presenter there, right? Because we wanted this to be the most awaited moment. What could be most awaited? I don't know, but I'll try and share something honestly from the bottom of my heart with you. तो इसीलिए मैंने एक स्लाइड लगाई है उस स्लाइड में मैंने लिखा है कि जो कुछ बात करते हैं बिल्कुल ऑनेस्टली करते हैं आप, करें? Shall we do this? All right. Now these are real life examples that I have put together and I want you to raise your hands. कहते हैं लंच के बाद जो सेशन होता है वो सबसे डिफिकल्ट होता है, even for the presenter, because I am also human, I also like to sleep, na? All right, okay. So the next question which I will pose to you, I would want you to raise your hands if the same thing has happened to you. All right? उस क्वेश्चन को मैं देख के रिपीट नहीं करता, आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ लीजिए और अपना हाथ खड़ा कर दीजिए या हाथ ना खड़ा कीजिए. So this is the question. इंद्र सर ने अपना हाथ खड़ा किया है. How many of you have sold your stocks during a panic news? अच्छा धीरे धीरे हाथ ऊपर धीरे धीरे हाथ ऊपर जा रहे हैं. As for the rest of the people, you've not sold during panic times? No? All right. Now the next question is totally unrelated, but a very important one. Try and answer this given question. How many of you are exposed to experts who give the advice? For example, the advice that you get when you go for a morning jog. You get that advice, right? I see many heads nodding over there. वहाँ पे भी the popular belief is that वो शर्मा जी का बेटा है, उसका एक friend है जिसके पास एक कंपनी की बड़ी insider information है ना? Yes. हाँ, वो वाला पार्ट तो मैं भूल ही गया. Exactly. WhatsApp यूनिवर्सिटी, हाँ सर उनका भी तो खाना चलना चाहिए. बट फॉर रेस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु डिड नॉट रेज देयर हैंड्स, ओके हम जॉग ही नहीं करते, है ना? ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. बट अब अगर आप जॉग नहीं करते, यू गो टू योर ऑफिसेस, आई एम श्योर यू गो टू योर ऑफिसेस और योर बिजनेस, इनवेरिएबली यू फाइंड दिस पर्सन. देयर इज ऑलवेज ए एक्सपर्ट इन द ऑफिस हु विल टेल यू द नेक्स्ट बिगेस्ट आइडिया टू इन्वेस्ट. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू बीन एक्सपोज्ड टू दिस? हाथ और खड़े हो गए. और perhaps a host of influencers, market crash हो रही है, अब क्या करना चाहिए? You are aware of, you seen these? Oh, ये कुछ पोलराइज सा चल रहा है. वो एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक होता है, पीछे वाले हाथ ज्यादा खड़ा कर लेते हैं. Or for that matter, you would have seen these wonderful people as well, right? So the whole idea is that there is no problem taking advice. In fact, I wrote it on the slide and I wanted this to be in English. So I wrote this in English and I said, there is no problem. There is no problem in taking free advice, but there is only one little concern. Can you point the concern? What could be the concern? नहीं, free advice sir. अच्छा खरीदने के लिए तो पैसे लगते हैं. हाँ ये भी है, खरीदने के लिए तो पैसे लगते हैं. There is no free lunch. Okay. But because of this free advice, what happens is that you end up owning थोड़े बहुत stocks, है ना? वो जो एडवाइस आपको मॉर्निंग जॉग के टाइम मिली, ऑफिस से मिली, अपने रिलेटिव से मिली, अपने फ्रेंड से मिली, न्यूज एंकर से मिली, फ्रॉम वेरियस अदर थिंग्स दैट यू गॉट दैट एडवाइस, you end up owning a portfolio of only few stocks, just about 20, है ना? Just about 20. There's nothing wrong with 20 stocks, right? But the problem is you see a stock like that which is okay, I should point it there, I don't know how, but 14.59% allocation है किसी स्टॉक की, और किसी स्टॉक की allocation है 0.32, but ये 100 add up नहीं हो रहा है ये total portfolio, है ना? So there must be more number of stocks. So ये तो स्क्रीन 1 थी सर, अभी तो स्क्रीन 2 में हमने देखा कि थोड़े से और स्टॉक्स ऐड हो गए, बट अभी भी 100 नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे एलोकेशन. In fact, when you keep on taking the names, keep on adding basis the advice, you'll end up in page number 3, which is just about 60 stocks. 60 is good enough? नहीं, कम है या ज़्यादा है? You saw what Manish said in the morning, right? But invariably what happens is that there is another screen that happens and you end up getting about 80 stocks. It doesn't stop there. This is a live portfolio of a person who sent his portfolio for review to us. Without mentioning the person, this person actually ended up having only, how many stocks? Yes, only 92. Only 92. And please believe me, within your own heart, you are also thinking, मेरे पास थोड़े कम नहीं हैं. Right? So now I see many people smiling within kara haan pakde gaye. But what's the harm in owning 100 stocks? What's the harm in owning 100 stocks? Dilution? Sir, वो 0.2% बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हो. वो so the joke is that the quarterly results are announced and the person says इस stock ने upper circuit hit कर लिया. तो बंदा कहेगा मेरे पास होगा, एक सेकंड चेक करता हूँ. Right? That's a joke. The other way of looking at it is बंदा कहेगा कोई बात नहीं, 0.5% ही होगा मेरे पास अगर lower circuit hit किया तो. How do you manage these stocks? What do you do? How do you manage so many stocks? How do you balance them? How do you rebalance them? There is an event, there is what we know as fundamentals that apply to every given business. How do you do it? For us, the team which is blessed, which is sitting under the aegis of Justice leadership, you will meet them in the FAQ sessions, the research team. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of effort to analyze one given business and do it end to end. But 100 stocks, wo samajh mein nahi aata. That brings me to the serious point. And this is where I will want us to realize what we are doing. Number one, what are you exposed to? By the way, ये वाले कम नहीं हुए हैं. They keep on coming. सुधीर जी ने कहा कि WhatsApp Academy चालू है. इंद्र जी ने कहा, you meet your friends in the morning. Of course, this academy doesn't stop. Every single day, there is one given suggestion that keeps coming back to you. How much is too much and how less is too less? That is something that you'll have to decide. But the pressures that you are exposed to are these. Number one, that there is so much of news all around. So much of news all around, right? For example, you ask somebody that crude $139 a barrel हो गया. उसको इतना मालूम है कि बहुत महंगा हो गया, but उसके results क्या आने वाले हैं, उसके repercussions क्या आने वाली हैं, उसको कुछ नहीं मालूम. You say that the rupees depreciated to a 77 rupees 60 paise, he wouldn't know what it is. But somebody's told him कि IT के stocks खरीद लो, somebody's told him कि paints के stock बेच लो, somebody's told him ये वाले stocks खरीद लो. On just that little news item. And we are all exposed to too much news going around us. We don't know what to do with this news, to be honest. Number two, there is expert advice everywhere. One thing in India which is free is expert advice. है ना? Jaspreet had shared a joke. Jaspreet, what was that joke? Twitter mein? You go long and short. Some joke was there. There you go. To be honest, nobody is interested in making you a well-rounded investor today. आपके relatives, आपके friends, आपके expert advisors, आपकी जो morning jog friends, nobody is interested in making you a well-rounded investor. There are many platforms that you'll find, okay? Don't get me wrong. There are many platforms that you'll get which offer you the odd video in between. But nobody is bringing it all together where, as an investor, at the end of the day, you learn everything. Right? And it is for this reason that we said that we will do something very different, which is not just a video, not just a bulletin, but today we will launch something which is very special for all of you. In fact, for me as well. Even though, I'm involved in making the product, the platform, but please believe me, I am also one of the beneficiaries of what we are going to be unveiling today. So without the ado, without much wait, let's see what this is all about.
If we were to enlist the mistakes a novice or let's say even an experienced investor makes, you will be surprised to note that the same mistakes get repeated in one form or the other. The issue is not making these mistakes. Everyone does. But the issue is when trying to solve these mistakes, most of the investors go back and reinvent the investing wisdom wheel. Can we not learn from collective wisdom of decades of investing from people who've been there, who've done that? Is there a platform where this wisdom is shared and shared frequently? The good news is that there is indeed a fintech platform that you can access anytime, anywhere. This platform is what Informed Investor is all about. Imagine being trained by experts, from learning the E of equities right from the word scratch, as they say, to the most advanced concepts of investing. When you join, which is at no cost for you, you will be greeted with various sections that will take you gradually, step by step, one step higher in learning the investing at a time. If you are a beginner, then this is the place to be. Likewise, if you are an experienced advanced investor, then this is the place to be. You will experience the complex jargons, concepts, valuations made so simple and easy to understand that you will never feel the need to consult any other curriculum or video elsewhere. As I say, all is under one roof. When you advance your learning concepts on investing, there is a world that opens for you. This is the world where advanced topics are discussed and you are encouraged to ask as many questions as possible to the experts. Informed Investor takes cognizance of the latest events in the world of investing and makes every important update personalized by way of a simple, understandable daily video feed. So, when you begin and where you will be 3, 6, 9 months down the line, the world of investing will seem a very different place for you. You will be far confident, far more informed, far more equipped to deal with situations where a normal investor will panic or will fall prey to the elements of greed and fear. We welcome you to experience this world of Informed Investor.
So if you go by what I said, everybody makes these mistakes. Everybody wants to reinvent the investing wheel. Everybody is exposed to the same market conditions, the same news, and yet the mistakes that people have made in the past get repeated time and again. We want to put an end to all this. And we don't want to do it our way in saying that we are advising you to do it, but we want you to do it yourself. We want you to become a well-rounded investor, and the platform that is putting it all together, and I'm glad that I spoke to a lot of people during the lunch break. We'll be doing it in Hindi as well. Going forward, we would be doing it multi-language languages as well, where you would be able to understand the intricacies जो आपको जाननी ज़रूरी हैं इन्वेस्टिंग को लेके, और ये एक पूरा मुहिम है, एक प्लेटफॉर्म है जो आपके लिए बनाया जा रहा है, वो आज लॉन्च हो रहा है प्रॉपरली. इस प्लेटफॉर्म में और क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं, आपके लिए कैसे ये चीज़ मायने रखेगी, आपको क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स मिलेंगे, इसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें अपडेट्स मिलेंगी, इससे क्या क्या चीज़ें सीख सकते हैं, इसमें क्या चीज़ें इम्बाइब कर सकते हैं, इसमें क्या चीज़ें आप अपनी मेमोरीज के लिए रख सकते हैं. दैट इज अ वेरी शॉर्ट ग्लिम्स दैट आई वांट टू शो यू. वुड दैट बी ओके? ऑल राइट. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव हर्ड द टर्म इन्फॉर्म्ड इन्वेस्टर बिफोर? ओह वाओ. ऑल राइट. एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव सीन अ वीडियो ऑफ इन्फॉर्म्ड इन्वेस्टर बिफोर? ओके. मेरे को लग रहा था एक दो लोग हाथ खड़े करेंगे तो उसको मैं कहूंगा आई विल टेक यू आउट फॉर कॉफी, बट आई हैव टू स्पॉन्सर सो मेनी कॉफीज. All right. No, thank you. That is very, very encouraging. In fact, in the first sequence of what we want to do, ये बहुत important चीज़ है. When you begin today, I mean actually not today, 48 hours from now, that is when this platform will be available to you as an app that you can download on your Android devices to begin with, and very soon, which Gaurav can also confirm, this will be available on the iOS platform as well. So exactly 48 hours or thereabouts, you would be able to download this platform and get started with whatever I'm going to show you. Okay? Now, the first part of this given platform deals with bringing daily insights that really matter. How many of you read financial newspapers every day? It's quite a lot of people. That is very, very encouraging. That is very, very encouraging. And how many of you are able to read through the entire newspaper, entire article, line by line, page by page, and do it with at least 3 or 4 newspapers every day? No? हाथ कम हो गए? And do it with different news channels as well? No? It's not possible because of the day jobs that we have. जो हमारा काम भी है, हमारा सुबह उठ के हम, we can't keep aside 3 to 4 hours for this only. So what we have done, bringing daily insights to you, I'll tell you what that platform is. we are keeping a weekly update. That is what the third empire is all about. We'll explain that to you. And there is something that we've done in Bangalore recently as a pilot. I'll show what we've done in Bangalore as a pilot, and that pilot has gone very, very well. वो आपके शहर में अब हम लाना चाहते हैं, उस चीज़ को आप तक लाना चाहते हैं. Probably the next stint would be in Mumbai. We'll see how it goes. But we'll go to every other town in the course of time. It could be Delhi, it could be Pune, it could be Rajkot, it could be all those places. But we will do what I'm going to be announcing today. All right? So let's see the first. This is the overall mother brand of Informed Investor. इस mother brand में आपको क्या-क्या चीजें अभी दिखने वाली हैं. MIE, आप सिर्फ नाम याद रखिएगा. I'll tell you what this is all about. MIE is making investing easier. DITMs is the daily insights. Daily insights. Keep a word on that. Gravitas is a little more evolved way of understanding. वो मैं आपको समझा देता हूँ क्या है. Breather is really a breather that you need from everything, including the session that I'm taking. And last but not the least, there is something for all of you. I met Salim ji. Where is Salim ji? Salim Rumani ji. We've met Salim ji at ITC, and he's been kind enough. He'll feature in a section over there, which we are going to tell you. And since we want to start, we'll start with something. As a question that I asked you, how many of you read newspapers every day? तो अगर आप newspapers नहीं पढ़ते, अगर आपके पास टाइम नहीं है, अगर आप newspapers पढ़ने के बाद भी उन चीज़ों को नहीं समझ पाते, अगर आपको लगता है कि आप important news मिस कर गए हैं, अगर आपको लगता है कि जो आपके लिए relevant है उस चीज़ को आप अच्छी तरह से समझ नहीं पाए हैं, so you don't need to worry. What is going to happen is, on your smart devices, on your phones, there will be a notification that will pop up every single day, and that notification will be a daily insight which will be captured in a capsule of not more than 4 to 5 minutes. But आपको जो important अच्छी चीज जानने के लिए ज़रूरी है आपके लिए, वो उन 4 से 5 मिनट में समराइज कर दी जाएगी. तो आपको अगर न्यूज़पेपर अगर आप नहीं पढ़ रहे, अगर आप टीवी चैनल्स नहीं देख रहे, अगर आप न्यूज़ पढ़ भी रहे हैं और उस न्यूज़ की रियल रेलेवेंस नहीं समझ पा रहे, दिस DITM is going to make that possible. When will it be published? Okay, 48 hours is when we go live, but what is the frequency of DITM? Daily. So our endeavor would be, when we start, we would be able to push a DITM to you at the start of the day. And as we go along on an autopilot mode, when the team increases, of course, our sense of what you're liking, we also learn from you. There would be at least 2 DITMs coming to you, one in the morning and one preferably towards the evening. आपको सिर्फ अपनी notifications अपने स्मार्ट फोन्स के ऊपर enable करनी है. जब कभी वो notification आए, उस notification को आप press कीजिए. 4 से 5 मिनट में whatever is relevant that has happened on that given day or the previous day, you will be able to know. आपको और कुछ चीज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So this is that platform which will do it. All right? Let's see the introductory part of what DITM covers. ये मैंने बड़ी देसी भाषा में बोला है, but see in a little more polished manner what a DITM is.
Wondered what the insights between the lines and words mean for you as an investor when you read financial news? Because the sheer volume of information for just one topic trending in the market can be confusing and downright intimidating at times. The price that one ends up paying is either getting too consumed with too much of an information overload, which in a way eats away your productive time, or you may get so overwhelmed by the constant stream of news, commentary and narratives that you decide not to read anymore. After all, there is a condition known as information fatigue that develops over time.
So what are the alternatives that you have left? To read and get overwhelmed, or to read selectively and miss the important events that you should be aware of? Daily Insights That Matter, or DITMs as we call it, will take care of exactly this for you. DITMs work in a fantastic way. All you have to do is authorize Informed Investor alerts on your smart device. If an event, a development or a viewpoint is developing in real time, the Informed Investor team will deconstruct the event or development and provide the analysis in a video format, decluttering the must-know components from the noise.
So concentrate on anything that requires your time and leave the rest to the Informed Investor team. If there's an event or development that's important to you, we'll make sure to cover it during the day. Here's wishing you a happy experience with DITMs.
Sample of a DITM? Yes? We would ideally want to do this in Hindi as well at the earliest, but please believe me, Merlin is an expert speaker in Hindi. So we're just finding the right person who would be able to bring this to you in Hindi as well. But a slight sampler of what a DITM looks like.
Hi, welcome to Daily Insights That Matter. Today's DITM, we will cover RBI rejecting 6 banking license applicants. We will also cover Elon Musk putting Twitter deal on hold and LIC listing at a discount. Under the rules for on-tap licensing of universal banks and small financing banks, the RBI received 11 applications to establish banks. On May 17th, the Reserve Bank of India announced that it had declared 6 applicants unfit.
So this is that 4-5 minutes, whatever is relevant, whatever has happened, you will come to know. Do you think it will benefit you in any way? And any language preferences that you have? Hindi, English is okay? मैं बोल तो ऐसा रहा हूँ जैसे सारी लैंग्वेज में करा दूंगा. But just a vote, I mean, Hindi, English is fine, but Urdu? सर वो मैं कर दूंगा मैं हर दिन. Yes. But it's nice that Hindi and English is something which we'd be able to, 4 to 5 minutes is just what you need. And to be honest, if you're sitting with your friends, if a friend is telling you something which is very, very important that has happened, you know it already with data, with figures, with unbiased views. Sometimes sensational headlines के पीछे कुछ commercial gains छुपे होते हैं. यहाँ पे सारी bias हटा के जो सच्चाई है डेटा के साथ वो आप तक प्रेजेंट की जाएगी और हर दिन की जाएगी. बट आपको क्या करना है आपके फोन्स के ऊपर? आप नोटिफिकेशन तभी कर पाएंगे जब आप लॉग इन करेंगे. तो लॉग इन करेंगे सबसे पहले, उसके बाद आप नोटिफिकेशंस एनेबल करेंगे. ओके, दैट्स फाइन. सो दिस इज DITM. नेक्स्ट. यप, दिस आई हैव कवर्ड. दिस इज ग्रेविटास. वी विल नॉट प्ले दिस एज ऑफ नाउ, वी विल नॉट प्ले दिस, बट ग्रेविटास में एक बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट सी चीज है that there are very complex topics. Complex in the sense कि आप में से बहुत सारे लोग इन topics को अच्छी तरह से समझते हैं. So pardon my ignorance in saying that some of you may find it a little complex. But if I say taper tantrums, if I say the FIIs are pulling their money out because of consolidation of the dollar happening, and people are really, not banking on the emerging markets because they are overvalued as of now. And people, especially the FIIs, are more or less comfortable with going back to assured returns, but in the US context, as of now, something which they are comfortable doing. तो आपको लगेगा ये क्या बोला चाइनीज? उसमें सिर्फ एक ही चीज समझ में आई है कि FII अपना पैसा निकाल रहे हैं, है ना? आपको सिर्फ इतना ही समझ में आया ना अभी तक? ग्रेविटास क्या कर रहा है? ग्रेविटास क्या कर रहा है? ग्रेविटास इज बेसिकली ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन टू यू कि ये जो कुछ मैंने चाइनीज बोला ये सिंपल टर्म्स में क्या मीन करता है, और आपको भी समझ में आना चाहिए व्हाट आर द रिलेशनशिप्स दैट आर हैपनिंग बिटवीन inflation, interest rates, bond prices, FIIs, taper tantrum, something which just also said about sector rotation. Many of the complex topics बहुत simple size bites में आप तक ग्रेविटास के थ्रू प्रेजेंट की जाएंगी. इसके 4 पिलर्स हैं. ग्रेविटास के 4 पिलर्स हैं ये. पहला है थर्ड एम्पायर, दूसरा है मास्टर क्लास, तीसरा है स्टूडियोज और चौथा है वर्कशॉप्स. I said Bangalore में हम लोगों ने एक pilot किया है. We've done the 4th one in Bangalore. Here, anybody attended that workshop? Anybody from Bangalore? No? All right. Of course, Raj. And Mayuri, you were there. The response was phenomenal. Workshops क्या किया था हमने मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. But before that, let's look at what the third umpire does, okay? Let's go to this. This is very important for all of you. Let's see what a third
Much like the on-field umpire in a cricket match refers the decision of whether a batsman is out or not out to the third umpire, who then uses the best of technology, tools and insights available at his disposal to make the right decision on the behest of the on-field umpire. The third umpire episodes, which are released once a week on a given Sunday in the first half, are aimed at your behest as an investor. The third umpire episodes deal with the events and happenings that have gained the attention throughout the week that's gone by and that are relevant to you as an investor. All you need to do is spare 20 to 30 minutes of your time once a week on a Sunday morning, and everything that mattered to you in that week shall be delivered to you using state-of-the-art graphics and storytelling principles.
What a DITM is on a daily basis, a third umpire is on a. And how many of you have seen the third umpire episodes? Many. इतने comments तो आते नहीं, है ना? So we release it every Sunday, sir. Every Sunday. If there is a special situation, for example, the Russia-Ukraine episode that happened, we released an episode within 24 hours of that event that had happened. But 99.99%, you will see the episode hitting your inbox between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Okay. I would urge you to go back and check that, sir, but we are releasing it every given Sunday. We have not missed any given week till now, at least. And Raj, can you confirm that for me? Yes. Sorry? It is weekly, you're receiving it, sir? Okay. कोशिश यही है, sir, but हो सकता है, maybe the notification, maybe that given week. Just check it once and let us know, sir. Right? So this is the third umpire that is done. People have seen it, Raj. We don't want to show the sampler. We will go to something which is known as, okay, these are those past episodes that have happened. If you're able to recognize the different topics that are there, right? Topics as interesting as this one. How worried should you be during the market corrections that have happened, right? That was one of the episodes that was shot in Hindi as well. And Aniket ji, Sudhir ji had said that you've seen this episode in Hindi. ठीक है, तो कोशिश रहेगी कि हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में कवर करें जहाँ तक पॉसिबल है. One of the things which I'll ask you to appreciate is that there is a lot of homework and hard work that goes in preparing those 30 minutes. पूरे वीक में क्या हुआ है उसको डेटा के साथ unbiased प्रोसेस करके आप तक simplified language में लेके आना is really a very big commitment from the team. And till now we've been able to do that. There are more people who are getting added to the team. There are better insights, better graphics, better presentation and the use of technology. आज जो platform हम आपको unveil करने वाले हैं, आप देखेंगे, it'll be a very, very rewarding and a very, very pleasure experience for you. Okay? Now, the second one is a masterclass. Anybody has seen a masterclass till now? Very impressive. Very, very impressive. So masterclass.
There are times when complex topics need a thorough understanding of several connected topics, and addressing all of these relevant areas is where we can do the greatest honor to knowledge. The masterclass videos deliver the knowledge and philosophy that are absent from traditional teachings about the market. These unique episodes address intricately interweaving subjects that, when combined, create an ideal learning experience. Ask the current informed investor community and they will tell you why Masterclass editions are valuable and worth your time. The next time someone discusses the correlations that exist between bond yields and interest rates, or interest rates and inflation, or case studies of investor blunders, you know where to go to locate this treasure mine of investment masterclasses.
We've done masterclasses, and there are about 5 masterclasses that we've done. I will urge you, not that these masterclasses feature most of the times my videos, but I'll urge you, मास्टर क्लासेस कभी आप मिस मत कीजिए, बिकॉज मास्टर क्लासेस में जो हम आप तक लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल this is one master class which we did for it was 91 minutes, right? And in this master class we have tried to assimilate our experience put together that we have of what you should be doing as an investor, and not getting swayed by price movements, because price is not the true judge of what a stock should be, of the different behaviors that you exhibit. Master classes are very, very, very refined but very, very detailed topics, and these are those collector editions that you should save on your devices as such. Again, master class mein, as of now, you will get episodes that are in English and Hindi. Master classes are always in Hindi and English. तो ये ज़रूर आप याद रखिएगा. This was one episode that we had done. I'm not too sure if you've seen it. There were a lot of appreciation and comments that came for this given episode of Masterclass. Thank you for that. Please keep encouraging us. Ishwarji, I've met you during the lunch break. Where are you, sir? There you go. I had called out his name as well in one of the episodes. Thank you for the encouragement. All of you, whenever you have any comment, any suggestion, anything that you'd like for us to cover, not just a topic that we choose, but a topic that you'd like for us to speak on, be kind enough to drop that in the note. Please be sure that with a research team in place, we will be able to do justice on that topic. Okay? Now, very quickly, this is something that we used to do. We've started doing this again. How many of you are aware of the studios? If I say the studios, does it ring a bell? Anybody who's seen an episode of the studios? Nahin? Okay. For sure this is not something that you know. Please tell them what studios is.
When you hear about the latest hot topic or breaking news, you often wonder whether it will impact your portfolio. What if you could pose your questions to an expert and get answers immediately? Studios will comprise live sessions that would cover an event or trending topic. In every session, we will discuss a topic in great depth by combining the perspective of the presenter as well as the audience. In the end of each session, you can ask questions and get detailed responses. What if you miss it? Don't worry, you will also get the recording of the session. But we assure you that our live events would be so engaging that you wouldn't want to miss them.
Studio is about a live topic that is burning and you want to ask questions live. Studios is a topic, a notification that will be sent to you on a given day at a specific given time, which we will try and make sure that it is a Saturday, it's a non-working Saturday, ताकि आप लोग उसको attend कर पाएं. Studios will be done in a mix of Hindi and English. The presenters will try and make an attempt of doing the justice to both the languages as such. Studios में आप live questions पूछ सकते हैं, but these live questions are related to that given topic which is being discussed on that given day. Studios, इसकी frequency नहीं है, but if there is a live topic which is burning, we will do an episode on that. Okay? So you know the difference between studios and Third Empire and DITM still now? Is that okay? Confusing तो नहीं हो रहा? बिल्कुल हो रहा है. जब एक दो सिर ऐसे से हिलते तो लगता confusing हो रहा है. DITMs is your daily dose, है ना? जो आपका मल्टीविटामिन का daily dose है वो DITM है. आपका weekly edition है आपका वो है Third Empire. स्टूडियोज स्पेशल सिचुएशंस के लिए हैं. मास्टर क्लास एक इंट्रिकेट टॉपिक को लेके बहुत सरल सहज वे में आप तक पहुंचाया जाएगा। आप इसको सेव ज़रूर कीजिएगा, आपके लिए इन्वेस्टर बनने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है ये। स्टूडियोज वी जस्ट टोल्ड यू, एंड दिस इज वन थिंग दैट वी डिड। इसको प्ले कर सकते हैं क्या? वी डोंट हैव दैट, वी डोंट हैव दैट, नो वरीज, ओके। सो वी डिड अ सेशन ऑन इन्वेस्टिंग कल, आज और कल. This was a studios session that we did live in Hindi. This was back about 8-9 months ago. Phenomenal insights that were shared about investing कल क्या होती थी, आज के ज़माने में क्या हो रही है, और आगे आने वाले टाइम में इन्वेस्टिंग आप जब करेंगे तो क्या चीज़ें बदलेंगी. This studios was centered around that. It had a very good response. Next is of course the pilot that we did at Bangalore. Workshops, I will urge, एक बार intro play कर दीजिए workshop का.
We've all heard this proverb: if you give a man fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We are exactly not talking about fishing lessons during the workshops, but investing lessons learned with case studies, with live exercises, with live Q&As, with live examples in real world of investing that enable you as a participant to have a better grip and knowledge of common investing sense. The best part about these workshops is that these workshops are for a very limited set of audience and aimed at personalized attention to each participant's question. The only flip side to this is that as soon as the workshop schedule is announced, the seats are booked within a matter of days. So there is another proverb that stands true for workshops: the early bird catches the worm. If you want personalized learning in the language you prefer and in a classical pen, pencil and in digital notes fashion, then workshops way of learning investing are the best there can be.
What we did in the workshops is center the workshops around a very core audience. Imagine just 20 of you are given an opportunity to be a part of a workshop. And in this given workshop of just about 20 to 25 people, we will visit the concepts of the right stock selection, the methodology, the principles, the overall rigor and discipline, the framework that you should be adopting in selecting a stock, and what are those mistakes that you will make when selecting a stock. So this is one of the workshop topics that we did in Bangalore. बहुत लोग खुश थे, इसको हमने मोनेटाइज नहीं किया था, ये हमने मौका दिया था कुछ लोगों को कि वो इस वर्कशॉप में पार्टिसिपेट करें. The response was brilliant. You see people actually working with worksheets. ये वो लोग हैं जिनको थोड़ा बहुत मैथ्स में कहते ना वो थोड़ा सा डर लगता था, इनमें से कुछ सीए भी थे, उनको डर नहीं लगता था, बट जो माइंडसेट लेके आए थे सुबह वो कि वर्कशॉप में बहुत सारी एक्सरसाइज कराएंगे, हमारे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा. दिस वाज अ वेरी वेल स्पेंट डे. यू सी पीपल, दे वर एक्चुअली गिगलिंग, दे वर एक्चुअली शेयरिंग नोट्स, दे वर आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस, and they were just about 17, if I remember that figure right, 17 of them that had appeared in this given workshop. Mayuri had traveled to Bangalore. We did this. It was brilliant. This is Mayuri basically telling them the answers of the questions before they were supposed to present. So we leaked some of the answers, and in some given way, very seriously discussions भी हो रही थी. But overall, that given day, on that workshop day, was very well spent. इसके आपको नोट्स भी मिलेंगे, आपको वर्कबुक्स भी मिलेंगी, आपको डिजिटल लेसन्स भी मिलेंगे. So anything that makes you a very good investor is what this workshop will cover. Now all of you are part of PMP, which is the Premium Membership Program. This workshop format will come to you on your dashboards as and when a workshop is announced. इसमें मैंने एक वीडियो में चीज़ कही है मैंने, that the only flip side to the workshops is, since we are only accommodating 15 to 20 people, as soon as we announce, at least in this given workshop, which is the pilot that we announced, within 3 days सारी की सारी सीट्स फुल हो गई थी. तो अब नेक्स्ट फेज में हम मुंबई में करने वाले हैं एक, उसके बाद में दिल्ली करेंगे, उसके बाद में वी विल गो टू अदर टाउन्स. बट दिस इज अ डे दैट विल स्टार्ट एट 10:30 in the morning and will pretty much finish by about 4:30 in the afternoon. And you will have everything that you require concerning a given topic. Okay? So how many of you are looking forward to a workshop-based learning? Wow. That is encouraging. So this is, यहाँ पे हम US के stocks नहीं लेते. We exactly take the Indian stocks. We exactly take live examples. And live examples में लेके जैसे अमर जी है ना, Aman. For the questions that you're asking, workshop format is the right way of engaging and asking questions and getting those questions solved as well. Right there, then and there. Right? आगे मयूरी भी कह रही हैं that we will be working on valuation frameworks, ताकि आप में से बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं ना कि रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड तो जान लिया, इसको कैलकुलेट कर तो लिया, बट स्टॉक सिलेक्शन पैरामीटर में वो पूरी रिगरस मेथोडोलॉजी आप क्या करते हैं, डिसिप्लिन क्या होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि हम आपको रिसर्च एनालिस्ट बनाने वाले हैं, बट एटलीस्ट आप स्टार्ट तो करेंगे कहीं से. और डरिए मत अगर आपको इंग्लिश नहीं आती, डरिए मत अगर आपको मैथ से एलर्जी है, डरिए मत अगर आप पास्ट में बहुत डिस्काउंटेड कैश फ्लोज को लेकर डरते रहे हैं. These workshops will make everything easy for you. All right? The announcement of the workshop will not be done in emails. The announcement of the workshops will be done on the platform, on the app. और मेरी suggestion है कि अगर आपके शहर में है, we will announce it at least 3 months in advance. अगर 3 months in advance अगर आपको डेट दिख रही है, आपको वेन्यू दिख रहा है, आपको सीट्स दिख रही हैं, the only thing that needs to be done is book your seat. We will only be entertaining about 20, max 25 seats on that given day. Sorry? सबको आना रहेगा तो बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप करेंगे, बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप्स करेंगे. But the point is that workshop cannot be done with 150 people. Special invitee, sorry? हाँ जी. Workshops थोड़ा personalized है. आप 10 क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे, आप थोड़ी बहुत कैलकुलेशंस में एरर्स करेंगे, आप केस स्टडीज प्रेजेंट करेंगे, हम आपको बताएंगे कि इसमें ये पर्टिकुलर चीज़ आप थोड़ी सी बेटर कर सकते हैं. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आप नोट्स बना के लेके जाएंगे, आप दूसरी वर्कशॉप के लिए वेट करेंगे. दिस इज वन ऑफ दोज एक्सरसाइजेस दैट इज मेकिंग यू अ वेरी वेल राउंडेड इन्वेस्टर. डू यू थिंक इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू? Making investing easier. How many of you know the definition of a return on capital employed or the way that it is calculated? Amar ji, Aman ji. मैं confuse क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं आपका नाम बार-बार. But to be honest, making investing easier is the right. I saw the number of hands go up. All of you need to go to this section सबसे पहले. We have made it so beautiful, so beautiful. So very appealing and easy to understand कि making investing easier से आप start करें. मेरी आपसे request है. Okay? Let's give a glimpse of making investing easier का, please.
Financial planning, investing. You may have read books or watched videos to understand more about them, but instead of getting clarity, you might be getting confused. For a new investor, personal finance and stock markets can be like a maze where it is easy to get lost. What if you get a compass that can point you in the right direction? Making investing easier is your compass. It is an initiative that will simplify investing. MIE provides a series of videos where the needs and expectations of first-time investors are kept in mind. It is available in 2 sections, Upping the Investing IQ and Ask the Expert. So let us begin this exciting journey of investing and financial planning with making investing easier.
There are 2 things to making investing easier. एक है Upping the IQ और एक है Ask the Expert. Let's just very quickly see Upping the IQ के बारे में क्या कह रही हैं. Just see this.
Planning to buy a new phone? Probably you will spend several hours exploring multiple brands and specifications online. Planning to buy a new car? I'm sure you will check out different models and even test drive a few. But what about financial planning and investing? Why is it when it comes to these, most people shy away from doing their homework? Instead, they take the easy way out of relying on tips and advice given by friends, family members and news channels. Why does this happen? Well, working with Excel files, going through financial statements and company reports can be tedious. All those numbers and figures can be too much to handle. Upping the investing IQ is the much awaited solution to this problem. It is an initiative that will equip you to take charge of your personal finances and transform you into a skillful investor. So don't be surprised if your friends and family members start asking you for guidance.
Yes, upping the IQ के sampler please.
Whenever I interview someone for a job, I like to ask this question: what important truth do very few people agree with you on? This question sounds easy because it's straightforward. Actually, it is very hard to answer. It's intellectually difficult because the knowledge that everyone is taught in school is by definition agreed upon. And it's psychologically difficult because anyone trying to answer must say something she knows to be unpopular. This is the opening paragraph of the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. It perfectly sets the tone for the rest of this book, that is, search the unknown and have the courage to act. Startup culture in India is picking up. Every day new unicorns are being born and new age businesses are capturing the headlines in newspaper daily.
In this Upping the IQ, one of the episodes that Mayuri is presenting is about a book review. So book reviews, terminologies, investing jargons, concepts, everything which starts as an investor that you need to know is this given section where you need to come. ठीक है? मेरे इसमें कुछ हिंदी में भी है okay so there is content in Hindi as well, so for the people who would like to listen and learn in Hindi as a language, so there is some support over there as well. Okay, so there is something very special with Jas, which is what he was trying to do when that session was there, which Lisa so beautifully presented. This is about ask the expert. नाउ स्टूडियोज में एक गिवन टॉपिक आपको पहले से दिया गया है जो कि हॉट टॉपिक है, जिसके ऊपर सारी डिस्कशंस चल रही हैं, बट व्हाट इफ उस टॉपिक से हट के आपके कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं, योर क्वेश्चंस आर रिलेटेड टू द करंट मार्केट सिचुएशन व्हिच इज नॉट दैट हॉट टॉपिक, बट आपको वो क्वेश्चन पूछना है एंड यू वांट टू आस्क समबडी हु इज एन एक्सपर्ट. हु डू यू टर्न टू? दिस इज अ सेक्शन ऑन योर प्लेटफॉर्म where you can ask questions that are bothering your mind. Okay?
There may be times when things may get difficult during your investment journey. The markets could be volatile due to multiple factors such as geopolitical events, inflationary concerns, interest rate hikes, or the FIs pulling out of the funds. These situations could cause your portfolio or individual stocks to fall significantly. The usual answers may neither be relevant nor comforting. You would want guidance that could specifically address issues related to your portfolio, aspirations, and the style of investing. Whom do you turn to during such times? You can count on Ask the Expert. The Informed Investor team will respond to your questions and concerns. We will help you navigate through these volatile periods and offer clarity on issues that are difficult to decide. So you can cut out the noise and remain focused on creating wealth from equities.
Now you know that if you have a question, now you know when the session is there of Ask the Expert, you can pose your questions beforehand. अगर आपके questions हमारे पास पहले से आ गए, तो we will call out your name and we will call out your question and we will give the answers to your questions. अगर आप questions नहीं भेज पाए, during the live session, you can ask your questions as well and we will answer those questions for you. Now is that full arc that is getting built of knowledge, of questions, of concerns, of hand holding, सब कुछ एक जगह आ रहा है? Do you feel everything is getting closed? The loop is getting closed? Anybody who feels we are missing out anything? Nothing? ये प्रॉब्लम यही होता है खाने के बाद वाले सेशन में. But is there anything, I'm sure once you go to the platform, which I will showcase to you right now, but before I do that, I had promised that I'll show you something which is very, very close to our heart, which is your corner, which is the client's corner, which is the words that you've shared with us. And this is where, okay, before I do that, for example, I've been saying all terminologies to you. There has to be something which is non-investing, but very, very interesting, right? So this section is known as breather. What is breather? मैं उसको justice नहीं कर पाऊंगा. There is a friend of ours who's heading this, who will be able to show what breather is. So very quickly.
Investing, stock markets, financial statements, ratios, CAGR, personal finance. Oh. Sometimes you need a breather from all this. What is breather? Have you ever been to a perfume store? They offer you a bowl of coffee beans to sniff when you move from smelling one fragrance to another. Why do they do that? Because these coffee beans clear your nasal receptors and help you appreciate the next fragrance which is being presented. Breather is just like that bowl of coffee beans. This section, we will put together fascinating videos that will cover biographies, book extracts, history, business, and a lot more. We are certain that these videos will educate, entertain, inspire, and leave you thinking, wow, it was wonderful to have known this. Most successful investors are extremely well informed across multiple subjects and use this to their advantage. We believe these videos will open up your mind to new possibilities and make you truly appreciate the fragrance of informed investor.
So the topics that come under breather are nothing to do with investing, but they are very, very interesting. For example, are you aware of businesses which have been there for more than 100 years? If somebody comes and tells you, you should not invest the Warren Buffett way, I'm telling you, you should not invest the Warren Buffett way. And that is this session is getting recorded, I'm sure this will be played later, but I'm telling you, there is an episode out there which says, you should not invest the Warren Buffett way. Go and see it and give me your honest feedback why I said that. But Shyam has presented 3 or 4 very, very interesting topics already. These topics, like I said, is one where you find that there are businesses which are more than 100 years old. Shyam, one of the businesses, 1,000-year-old business. Now these are the things which are other than investing, which make it very, very interesting for you. So breather is, as Shyam said, the coffee beans in between the perfume that you keep smelling at the perfume store. So breather is that given section. Last but not the least, as I said, that there are some words of encouragement from all of you. these words of encouragement. Probably your name features here, I don't know. अगर आपने कुछ हमारे लिए kind words अगर कहे हैं, we've been able to capture those for this given event. If your name features here, if not here, I'm sure यहाँ पे आ रहा होगा. अगर यहाँ पे नहीं आ रहा तो ऐसे 3-4 screens और हैं. But please believe me, it is the encouragement that comes from you. कहते हैं ना, एक ईवी मशीन के लिए एक चार्जर बड़ा काफ़ी होता है, एक आइस कार के लिए पेट्रोल काफ़ी होता है, हमारे लिए आपका फीडबैक does that given job. So client corner is about your own experiences, हमारे नहीं. जैसे आप आपस में लंच ब्रेक पे अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर कर रहे थे, ऐसे ही there are experiences that you've shared about your investing journey, about the challenges you had, not I. और उन challenges को बिल्कुल unbiased way में, हिंदी में बोला है तो हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में बोला है तो इंग्लिश में प्रेजेंट किया गया है. This will be there so that you learn from experiences of other investors, not just us, but learn from others also who've been there, who've done that, right? So these are those interviews that were done at that given point in time. One of the mission that that we have is bringing the families together. And this is the last section. This is the last 2 minutes that I'll take from you. I can speak about my own home. And I can't take your example, but I can speak about my home. The fact that Geeta has his own DMAT account, the fact that Geeta has her own investing portfolio, the fact that she keeps on asking me of different things, the fact that she is the one who opens the Sunday episodes in our home, and knowing that I'll be featuring in one of the videos, or Raj or Merlin, but she is the one who's making sure that the tea is ready, and as husband and wife we sit and we watch that episode together. In a house where the family is together, where the overall ethos of investing is together, of building the next big thing for the family, for the generations is together, that house will always prosper. अब इस घर में अगर आप की बेटर हाफ, आपके बेटर हाफ हिंदी को समझते हैं तो हिंदी सही, इंग्लिश को समझते हैं तो इंग्लिश सही, लेकिन एक चीज़ हमने ज़रूर समझी है कि जिस घर में गोल्स कॉमन हैं, अंडरस्टैंडिंग कॉमन है, वेवलेंथ कॉमन है, लॉन्ग टर्म ऑटोमेटिकली अपने आप अलाइन होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है. तो एक मुहिम हमारी तरफ से इन्फॉर्म्ड इन्वेस्टर की कि हम फैमिलीज़ को साथ लेके चलें. आप में से हो सकता है some of you, one of you, we will be coming to your home and asking you to say, to share of how you manage your finances and how is it that we can help you, or if there is a successful example in your own family, probably in one of the next elite events we'll cover it. But there are two things that we've started here, saying to a bigger audience कि families को जब together लाते हैं equities की तरफ, तो कुछ stereotypes हैं जो break करने बहुत ज़रूरी होते हैं. उनमें से 2 stereotypes हम आपके समक्ष present कर रहे हैं. Please see these 2 stereotypes and then we'll end the session.
अरे कविता,
हाँ,
जरा कबर्ड से इंश्योरेंस वाली फाइल पास करना.
अभी लेके आती हूँ. इसकी कोई खास वजह
भी है और मौका भी. हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी कविता, 10 साल हो गए, भूल गई थी ना तुम.
सो सॉरी, ये वर्क लाइफ भी ना, और मेरी तरफ से तुम्हें बहुत सारा थैंक यू. अब लग रही है ना मेरी परफेक्ट प्रिंसेस. थैंक्स मामा. मॉम, डैड, इसकी क्या जरूरत थी? इतना सब तो दिया आप लोगों ने. हाँ बेटा, नया जमाना, नई सोच. इक्विटी इज द न्यू गोल्ड.
investments are subject to market risks. Read all investment-related documents carefully.
So there is a gentleman who's 21 years old who actually became a member at 19 years old. Aniket? He was a shareholder of my company. Okay, great. 21 years old. In fact, he became a lifetime member at the age of 19. हम ये चीज़ बार बार बोलते आए हैं कि एटलीस्ट आई से दिस इन ए वेरी फन इन ए वेरी लाइट मैनर कि आप अपनी रिस्क पे जाके अपनी वाइफ से बोलिए कि वो अपनी एक बैंगल भेज दे गोल्ड की, बिकॉज गोल्ड के रेट्स नहीं बढ़ने वाले। तो क्या होगा? चलिए, आपकी हंसी बता रही है क्या होगा। बट आप अपनी वाइफ को बोलिए एक शेयर बजाज फाइनेंस का बेच दें। See, times have changed. We are willing to hold gold for 20 years, 15 years, generations. And when it comes to equities, our knowledge, our own preparedness is very, very compromised. Times are changing. आज की डेट में एक सौगात, एक जो कहते हैं विरासत में चीज़ जो देनी है, वो अब गोल्ड तो देते ही हैं, साथ साथ में इक्विटीज़ की नॉलेज, इन्वेस्टिंग, और हम में से काफ़ी लोग पीएमपी मेंबर्स हैं, उसमें नॉमिनी बेनिफिट है। मैं बार बार बोल चुका हूँ, स्टेज पे बोल चुका हूँ, आज फिर बोल रहा हूँ कि मेरी बेटी जब 18 ईयर्स की होगी, अब 14 ईयर्स की है, उसका बर्थडे गिफ्ट एक पोर्टफोलियो होगा और एक लॉगिन आईडी होगा रिसर्च एंड रैंकिंग का, जो कि मैंने रिसर्च एंड रैंकिंग से लिया है। दिस इज द चेंज दैट आई एम ब्रिंगिंग इन माई सेल्फ, सो दैट एट द एज ऑफ 21 मेरी बेटी भी वहाँ पे बैठी हो, और instead of going out with her friends and enjoying, she would be learning what investing is, not only saving, but really building for her times to come. This is the new change that is happening, right? And one of the changes that is happening at your age, my age, is this. Next, please.
पापा, मैं इस प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट करने की सोच रहा हूँ।
लेकिन हमारा तो ऑलरेडी ये घर है, तो फिर नए प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट क्यों करना है?
अरे मम्मी, अगर आज इस प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे तो आगे लॉन्ग टर्म में अच्छे रिटर्न्स आएंगे।
बेटा, अगर लॉन्ग टर्म में अच्छे रिटर्न्स चाहिए तो इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट करो।
पापा, आप तो हमेशा से प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं।
टाइम बदल गया है बेटा, तरीके भी तो बदलेंगे। नया जमाना, नई सोच। इक्विटी इज द न्यू प्रॉपर्टी।
रिश्ता वो कहलाए, पीढ़ी बदलती जाए, ये कहानी चलती जाए, जमा पूंजी बढ़ती जाए।
Equity investments are subject to market risks. Read all investment-related documents.
सुधीर जी ने सबसे पहले ताली बजाई, सुधीर जी। But yes, times have changed. Property is necessary, it's fine. But वैसी प्रॉपर्टी क्या कि इस मोहल्ले में भी, उस मोहल्ले में भी, सेकंड भी है, थर्ड भी है, फोर्थ भी है, फिफ्थ भी है। Equity is the new property. And these are the stereotypes which we are trying to explain to you, that as long-term investors, what you will be able to make is create wealth for yourselves. और ऐसी मुहिम हमारी तरफ से चलती रहेगी। Now it's time to show to you that platform. And I would expect, Naveen, okay. I wanted to demo that platform to you for just 2 minutes. इतनी बातें बोल दी, वो सब कुछ कैसे लगेगा एक तरफ, एक जगह आके, वो मैं आपको दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ. Just a second, just 1 second. Do you think any other organization, by the way, is doing something like this? No? First organization? आपके हवाले वतन साथी हो गए. By the way, a big word of thanks to our media partners, SM Productions. They are the people who have been able to make this possible for us, and it was created at a record time. SM Productions is something that we owe a big word of thanks to, and will encourage, if there are needs going forward, at a notice of a time that you'd want, at the quality that you want, and at the price that you want, surely you can keep this option in your mind. Okay? They are the people who made this entire thing for us. You can keep that name in your mind. All right. Actually login हो चुका है. Actual असली होता तो मैं आपको login करके दिखा देता, but login हो गया है. लॉगिन करने के बाद में आपकी जो रिसर्च एंड रैंकिंग की जो आईडी है, गौरव यू कैन करेक्ट मी, रिसर्च एंड रैंकिंग की जो आपकी आईडी है, जो आपका पासवर्ड है, दैट इज द पासवर्ड टू गेट इनटू दिस प्लेटफॉर्म. ऑलराइट, आपको डे नंबर 1 पे एनेबल्ड मिलेगा. आपको सिर्फ अपना रिसर्च एंड रैंकिंग का जो आपका सब्सक्रिप्शन आईडी है वो डालना है, वो वाला पासवर्ड डालना है, मे बी रिसेट करना है, विल सी हाउ इट गोस. बट एज ऑफ नाउ दिस इज अवेलेबल ऑन एंड्रॉइड and this is an Android phone. This is what the interface looks like. थोड़ा सा distorted है फोन पे और वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा difference है, तो उम्मीद करूँगा आप मुझे excuse करेंगे. But whatever is the latest that is appearing in this given case, ऊपर DITM आ रहा है. राज ने DITM यहाँ पे हमने अभी डाला है, जो latest shoot हुआ था DITM, जो latest DITM कल वाला है या आज सुबह वाला है, वो आपको वहाँ पे मिलेगा. तो आपको मालूम है जैसे डैशबोर्ड के आप लॉग इन करते हैं, you can immediately see the DITM, the daily insights that matter. And in this given case, Shyam is there with his breather. If you come down, these are stats of people who are already associated with us in one form, and they continue to be associated. This is where you have all the past DITMs. If you missed it, तो आपके पास यहाँ पे एक मौका है कि आप वो DITMs को देख सकें. ये देखिए नीचे आपको DITMs जितने भी हैं डेट वाइज आपको नज़र आ रहे हैं. तो अगर आपने कल वाला मिस कर दिया, परसों वाला मिस कर दिया DITM, या आज सुबह वाला देखना चाह रहे हैं, तो आपको वो DITM नीचे मिलेगा. आप DITM उस समय 4 मिनट्स का वॉट एवर इज रेलिवेंट, वॉट एवर आपको जानना ज़रूरी है, वो इस DITM में कवर हो चुका है. यू डोंट नीड टू हंट फॉर न्यूज़. So this is very unbiased, data-backed knowledge that is there on your smart device for you every single day. All right. So this is the DITM. When you go back, this is gravitas. Gravitas में मैंने 4 चीजें कही थी. Does anyone remember? One is the third empire. One is the masterclass. Then there is a studio, and then there is a workshop. So if you go to gravitas, you see the third empire over there. Then you have a masterclass. Then you have the past studios, and then you have the workshop also. Workshop जो हो चुकी है, this is the Bangalore वाला workshop that was done. ये Bangalore वाली workshop आप experience कर पाएंगे इस प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर. और आगे आने वाली वर्कशॉप की जो भी कुछ इनवाइट होगी, this is where you will be able to, I think इसमें थोड़ा सा बग है, बट आगे आने वाली वर्कशॉप की यहाँ पे आपको बुकिंग के लिए डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगी आपको. सो दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर यू कैन book your seat for the workshop. If you go down, this is where I requested all of you to begin making investing easier. इसमें 2 चीजें हैं. एक है Ask Expert, जो कि जस्ट ने आपको बताया, जहाँ पे आपके क्वेश्चंस हम आंसर कर रहे हैं. एंड सॉरी, मे बी इट इज अ फोन. एंड देन दिस इज अपिंग द IQ. ये अपिंग द IQ में अगर आप देखें तो मयूरी ने ऑलरेडी आपके लिए ये अपिंग द IQ की सेशंस तैयार कर दिए हैं. फ्रॉम डे नंबर 1 यू विल हैव दिस एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ व्हाट इज इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट, व्हाई इन्वेस्ट इन इक्विटीज, फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस को लेके हम क्या कहते हैं, वैल्यूएशन मेथोडोलॉजीज क्या होती हैं, अर्निंग्स पर शेयर इन सिंपल टर्म्स क्या होती हैं, एंड प्राइस टू अर्निंग्स रेशियो, और बहुत सारे ऐसे वीडियोस अभी पहले से डे नंबर 1 से आपके लिए डल गए हैं वहाँ पे. तो यू कैन फ्रॉम डे नंबर 1 start enjoying the content. This is all prepared and ready for you in a similar sense. थर्ड एम्पायर, अगर आप नॉर्मल वे में लॉगिन करते आए हैं तो थर्ड एम्पायर के आपको सारे एपिसोड्स अब यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेंगे. लेटेस्ट जो भी कुछ हुआ है, नीचे ये वाला कवर किया था, लेट्स टॉक मार्केट्स, इसमें हिंदी में भी किया था. तो आपको सारे जितने भी थर्ड एम्पायर के हैं एपिसोड्स एक जगह मिल जाएंगे. आपको मास्टर क्लास के एपिसोड्स भी एक जगह मिल जाने चाहिए. जैसे आप यहाँ पे आएंगे, जो मैं आपसे कह रहा था कि मास्टर क्लास के एपिसोड्स आप रखिए. द बेस्ट मास्टर क्लास जस्ट गॉट बेटर्ड. मिस द बिग मार्केट रैली. इज द मार्केट अप फॉर a steep correction? ये सारे एपिसोड्स वहाँ पे डे नंबर 1 से अवेलेबल हैं। सर आप अपनी जो लॉगिन आईडी है, हाँ जी, उससे कर सकते हैं आप। एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, आगे जाके हाँ जी, आगे जाके दिस इज ए फ्री प्लेटफॉर्म, ओके। सो व्हाट आई मीन इज दैट सर, आपकी फैमिली में कोई भी अगर इसमें एनरोल करना चाहता है, he or she can do it with their email ID, and there is no cost for this. But this is something that we are doing for the investors out there, ताकि कोई उन्हें गुमराह ना करे, ताकि वो प्रिपेयर हो सकें और हमसे जितना हो सकता है हम अपना रोल प्ले करें। क्या
calendar, give us an option. Let's say if I want to dedicate daily an hour, spend some time on your app. So, it pops up on my screen that it's time to go to this app. That will be a good engagement strategy, I would say. Thank you.
Taken.
Thank you.
Point taken and feature taken.
Thank you.
अब मैं ये नहीं कह सकती implement immediately, but feature taken. We'll do this. I said, Rumali Saab, you're there. This is the lovely feedback that came to us through Devesh ji and through Jeffrey Pereira ji, and Mr. Salim Rumani is over here. This is one of the episodes that we did with him recently.
सलीम जी आपका, मैम आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं कि आप इस एपिसोड में हमारे साथ जुड़ पाए। मैंने आपको सलीम जी का बिकॉज मैं आपको जानता हूं, और आपका एक पर्टिकुलर कमेंट है जिसको मैं आज तक भूल नहीं पाया हूं, जब आपने कहा था
कि चला गया, कि वो कमेंट ये था कि डर के आगे जीत है ना? सलीम जी यही कहा था ना आपने? So he is a person who shared very valuable feedbacks with us. This was an episode that we did with him. There were very, very constructive things that he said for us. There is nothing which is edited. Whatever he said features over here. तो आप सबके जाके आप feedback सुन सकते हैं. And last but not the least, I would like to introduce the team. Sir, बताइए.
I have a couple of questions on that. You referred to me about it's not desirable for somebody to have too many stocks, 100, 120, maybe difficult to manage or to keep track of it. Agree. At the same time, you also said a Buffett model is not the best. I see a contradiction there.
Sir, I'll urge you to see that episode. I'll urge you to see that episode.
I will certainly do that.
And when you see that episode, you will see the lighter side of what I said, that you should not consider investing like Buffett.
No, I'm not following Buffett method in any case. I belong to the first category, which I am struggling to, organize. But it is my idea is to mitigate my risk factor by having more number of it. It also have the other effect. My returns also will be mitigated. So, what are the way forward for that? This is my question. So, Warren Buffett is a different platform, and then I don't want to question his methodology. I have not reached there to understand the market. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Sir, we've always said that the ideal way to maintain at least a portfolio which is giving you a considerable opportunity to create wealth is a portfolio which you can manage, which you can monitor, which you can take decisive actions on, and that you can do considering the time that you want to spend. A fair gamut would be something in the range of about 20 to 25 stocks. If you were to replicate a portfolio which has got 100, 150 stocks, at best what you're doing is you're replicating a mutual fund or an index, and hence the returns that are there are also muted in some form or the other. But if you're sure of the selection of the businesses that you have selected for yourselves, you're able to do justice to the balancing, rebalancing part of investing, then there is all the more reason what Manish ji also said, that if you see the earnings, which is in the range of 16-18%, returns which are at least an alpha of 8% over and above what a Nifty grows, then with a concentrated portfolio of about 20-25 stocks, you should be able to create a wealth that should be able to compound in the range of 20-30%, any number there in between. But if the portfolio is very, very diluted, number one, how do you keep a track of all those stocks? How do you balance them? How do you rebalance them? And number two, what are the returns that you're happy with? If those are the two things you can manage, that is the reason why we said that too many is a little difficult to manage.
Agreed. How much is you are satisfied with? Another question, dil mange more. Okay, that's the answer for that. But anyway, I may come back to one of you to understand and to seek your help
Surely.
to rebalance it. That's what my need at the moment,
Surely,
according to me. I'm a small kid in the market, only 2.5 years. I mean, I'm a latecomer. Never mind, but I'm in. That's what it is. Thank you.
I'm glad you are, sir.
You can, excuse me, you can look at small cases. There are some, there is an app which you can download called Small Cases. It gives you sector-wise portfolio. You can invest by one click. It will distribute your money, 10,000, 20,000, 20 lakhs in its proportion, and it will rebalance every month by a click of a button. You can have hundreds of stocks, and they will give you some return which you can see the past data.
Okay. I'm sorry I said this is the last minute, but this is indeed the last minute. I wanted to introduce the team to you which is doing everything that you saw till now. And the first person that you see in that given teaser is a person whose brainchild this entire project, this entire initiative is. It will not be too rude on my part to ask the team to join me on the stage so that you can encourage them at the end of the teaser video. But the first person is the person who set the entire genesis idea of creating the informed investor. This is the final teaser, and the first person that you see in that teaser is the person that you will remember. I'll request everybody featuring in this given video to join me on the stage. Let's play that. Thank you. So the existing one will cease to be there. This is the platform there where you need to come. Yes, so that will be that'll cease to be there. This is an app that will be there on an Android and an iOS platform, and everything that we discussed today will be there. So that will be discontinued, the current version of it. Your portfolio will not appear, sir. That will be the R&R instance, which is very separate. Informed investor बिल्कुल अलग है. R&R अलग है, informed investor बिल्कुल अलग है. This is a separate environment. This is a separate initiative. It's a separate muhim altogether. iOS version will come, sir. Sorry? June. Okay. I'm sorry I took much longer than what I was allocated. Thank you so much.